This Mr. 4chan was able to infiltrate the mainframe itself, jacking directly into the cyberspace and releasing a ton of information about Twitch and the streamers on the platform.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game controversies of 2021. For this list, we're looking at the most controversial news stories to come out of the gaming world this year. Let us know in the comments which you think is the most outrageous. Number 10. Days Gone's cancelled sequel, Days Gone.
First thing I want to say is, they're not zombies, right?
Thank you for setting me straight.
Yes, they're freakers, and and it's like, okay, yeah, people looking at the demo last night probably are like, okay, yeah, it's another zombie game.
This was a complicated game when it was released in 2019. After many delays, it finally came out, and a lot of people wrote it off when it turned out to have a particularly slow intro. But anyone who stuck with it will tell you it was easily one of 2019's best games and a top-tier Sony title. It did initially get greenlit for a sequel, but that was sadly shelved in 2021. However, according to its creative director John Garvin, the reason the sequel was canned was that the game wasn't popular enough. This was a major slap in the face of the game's fanbase, the accusation that they didn't like the game enough for Sony to give it a sequel.
So they're not the
They are alive.
undead.
No,
yeah,
they are alive.
They are alive. So
Number 9. PlayStation games on PC.
No. But at least I know the truth now.
There have been rumblings for a while that Sony is going to port more of its biggest IPs to PC to compete with Microsoft in the PC space. It makes sense from a business standpoint. After all, it means more people get to play these games, and Sony already makes a loss on consoles anyway, which software sales make up for. Cutting out the hardware means there is no loss of profit. However, many Sony fans were extremely upset about their treasured exclusives leaving PlayStation consoles. It's ridiculous because it's resoundingly a good thing for developers if more people get to enjoy their game. Number 8. Beat up Poison Ivy for Pride Month. Injustice 2 Mobile. Every year, when Pride Month rolls around, we see corporations dip their toes into the waters of LGBT pride, changing their icons to rainbows for the month of June. But a particularly tone-deaf celebration of acceptance hit the mobile version of Injustice 2, when devs ran a promotion to encourage players to beat up Poison Ivy. In recent years, comic book writers have confirmed that Ivy is indeed LGBT, which meant this bizarre promotion saw players beating up an openly queer fictional character to celebrate gay liberation. It was an absolutely baffling move, and one they ended up apologizing for, understandably. Number 7. Returnal has no saves. Returnal. This burning hot controversy plagued Sony's first big exclusive of 2021 from the get-go, with people speaking up on all sides of the debate. On the one hand, you have the die-hard fans of the high-difficulty games who thought the lack of saving was an integral part of the game design. On the other, you had people who said not being able to save didn't actually make the moment-to-moment gameplay harder, and it should be rectified. The problem is that it can take 5 to 6 hours to complete a run of Returnal, and a lot of people just don't have a solid 6 hours blocked out to play a video game. But come on, even Dark Souls lets you save and exit.
Appears to be another teleportation device, but more complex in construction.
Number 6. PS5 Heatsink.
処理能力や静音性の面で飛躍的な性能向上を実現しました。
This year, Sony announced the first refresh of the PlayStation 5 hardware. But while in the past, console refreshes have given us a souped-up version of the base model, this new model made the PS5 lighter. Tech YouTuber Austin Evans investigated what Sony had done to slim down the console and found out that the heatsink have been made significantly smaller, which made it run hotter. But Evans was lambasted for criticizing the PS5, drawing a huge number of trolls who were defending Sony's change to the hardware. Whether the new Heatsink is more efficient or not, Evans still got doxxed and harassed for sharing his findings.
I don't think there's any argument that this is a worse console, at least for thermals and for the cooling.
Number 5. Emulating Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread. Arguably Nintendo's biggest game of the year, we finally got a new Metroid in 2021. It's not Metroid Prime 4, but it's a pretty damn good game nonetheless, and a great return to Metroid's 2D roots. But right away after release, news broke that the game was already being widely emulated on PCs, which upset no small number of fans. Fans thought that the people emulating should just buy the game and stop pirating it, while others argued that there are reasons to emulate a Nintendo game on PC even if you do buy the game outright. Obviously, some people were pirating it, but it's difficult to imagine emulators really hurting Nintendo's bottom line. Number 4. Nemesis System Patent. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor.
Who you? Now you're back? Just my rotten luck.
A coward could try to flee to fight another day.
7 years after Shadow of Mordor was released and gave us the original Nemesis system, later to be streamlined in Shadow of War, Warner Bros. Finally succeeded in getting a patent for it. This is undoubtedly a bad thing, which will curb innovation in gaming. It's another entry in an unpleasant corner of gaming history, bringing back memories of Namco's patent on loading screen minigames that was filed in 1995, leaving us bored to death until the patent expired in 2015. The Middle-earth games are great, but it sucks that we won't be able to see any other studios use the system. Hopefully, Warner Bros. Actually does something good with it.
By commanding your enemies to battle one another. Duels. Beast hunts.
Number 3. Twitch leak.
Redistributing wealth or whatever, it doesn't solve the problem.
In October 2021, a mammoth torrent was dumped online containing the entirety of Twitch's source code and detailed information on the earnings of its top creators. This means that the entire website can be stolen and rebuilt by competitors who want to challenge Twitch's dominance in the streaming space. As well as that, many top streamers were under fire for their earnings when those dropped. That's despite the fact most streamers already had their sub counts publicly visible, meaning the info wasn't really a secret. Shockingly, what also came out was that Twitch's biggest streamers are on a do not ban list, as banning them would cut into the platform's profits.
Guys, I'm gonna take a step to make that blue line slightly slimmer.
Number 2. NFT Games. NFTs took the world by storm this year, appearing seemingly out of nowhere to dominate the conversation about cryptocurrency. And quickly enough, they made their way into video games. NFT games have been popping up all over the place, despite the fact few people are interested. The games are so controversial that Valve has taken the decision to ban blockchain-based games from Steam, which will significantly reduce the number of them in circulation. And not only have we been seeing games appear based entirely on buying and selling NFTs, but they've been invading existing games too. Behavior Interactive released Dead by Daylight's model of Hellraiser's Pinhead as an NFT, to widespread disappointment.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Activision Blizzard sued.
The state agency alleges that female employees there are subjected to sex discrimination, unlawful sexual harassment, retaliation, and unequal pay.
Throughout the year, Activision Blizzard has been hit with multiple explosive lawsuits alleging gross labor law violations in the state of California, as well as toxic workplace culture and harassment. Harassment so severe, it potentially contributed to the death of an employee. The fallout from the suits has been immense, with the company getting totally restructured, paying millions of dollars to California in settlements, multiple members of staff getting fired, and a huge push from the employees to unionize. Even Bobby Kotick, infamous as one of the world's most overpaid CEOs in any industry, has had allegations leveled against him, but it seems like Activision's new zero-tolerance policy does not apply to him.
We were the Vanguard.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.